Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our somewhat regular briefing. We are going to hear this week from Public Health, from our Office of Business Resources, and from Traffic Engineering. Just want to note a few things. November is Native American Heritage Month, and one really exciting thing happened this Native American Heritage Month. Folks from the Historical Society and the state archaeological folks found a 1,200-year-old canoe in Lake Mendota, and were able to successfully bring it up for study and conservation. And it's just really remarkable to reflect on how long the First Peoples and the First Nations have been in the Madison region, and living on our lakes just as we do, and taking advantage of all of the natural resources that we enjoy today. It's a really amazing arc of history, and to see that embodied in a wooden dugout canoe that came out of the bottom of the lake was really, really remarkable. That was pretty well covered in the press. If you haven't read about it, I encourage you to go find out about it and to think about the heritage of particularly the Ho-Chunk people in the Madison region. All right. It's also today, in fact, Diwali, and so I'd like to wish everybody who celebrates Diwali that brings happiness, prosperity, and joy to you and to all of your family. With that, we will turn to Sarah Hughes from Public Health Madison, Dane County for an update on where we're at with COVID-19. Sarah?
Good morning. I'm Sarah Hughes, COVID-19 Vaccine Deputy for Public Health Madison and Dane County. Today I'm here to share some very exciting developments over the past few weeks when it comes to our vaccination efforts in Dane County. Most recently, the news that 5 to 11-year-olds are now eligible to receive the COVID-19 vaccine following approvals from the FDA, CDC, and DHS. On Tuesday, we received our very first shipment of pediatric doses of the Pfizer vaccine, and we expect to receive another shipment later this week. We know that there are many parents who are anxious to get their children protected from the virus, and we are working as hard as we can to make that happen for as many families as quickly as possible. Vaccinations will start as soon as the CDC releases clinical guidance and vaccinators review that guidance and complete trainings. We expect that to happen within the next couple days and plan to begin offering appointments for 5 to 11-year-olds at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center and our South Madison and East Washington Public Health Clinics starting early next week. Our current capacity at the arena clinic is roughly 200 doses per day. Starting next week, we will be able to provide 500 plus pediatric doses a day, with our overall capacity at 1,000 doses per day in that space. In addition to children ages 5 to 11 becoming eligible for the vaccine, last week tens of thousands of people in Dane County became eligible to receive booster doses. We are now offering boosters for Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, and Pfizer. We can provide any brand of vaccine for your booster dose. You do not need to have the same brand you received initially, as long as you meet the requirements for a booster. You are eligible for a Pfizer or Moderna booster if you received your second dose at least 6 months ago and you are either 65 years old or older, at least 18 years old and have certain underlying medical conditions, at least 18 years old and are at increased risk of COVID-19 exposure because of your job. However, our ability to provide any brand of vaccine is dependent on our supply, and we cannot guarantee that we will be able to offer you any particular brand of booster. Following the news of these approvals, appointments at our arena clinic filled up quickly, and we are currently booked through next week, outside of some openings on Tuesday. When it comes to both boosters and pediatric vaccinations, keep in mind that you can also reach out to your healthcare provider or set up an appointment at a local pharmacy. A reminder that our arena clinic is a walk-in site and not a drive-through site. If you drive to the Alliant Energy Center, we encourage you to park and then follow signs into the arena building. You do need an appointment, which you can find information about on our website, publichealthmdc.com/vax. With so much movement happening in the vaccine world right now, we are holding a COVID-19 vaccine virtual town hall tonight, and there's still time to register. It's an opportunity for you to ask any questions you have about the vaccine, and we'll have local medical and public health staff on hand to help answer. The event is free and open to all. It starts tonight at 6 o'clock. You can find the link to register front and center right now on our Facebook and Twitter accounts. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. And I certainly encourage folks to sign up for that event to learn more or talk to your healthcare provider if you have questions. But we really need everybody to get not just vaccinated, but also boosted, and to make sure that those kids that are newly eligible are able to get their vaccinations as well. It's very exciting news for our community. And I want to thank public health folks who have just been absolutely fantastic and now gearing up for yet another round of vaccine clinic at the Alliant Energy Center. I will be going out to Alliant tomorrow to get my booster. I'm very excited about that, and encourage folks to join me. If you're eligible for your booster, please come get one. And if your kids are eligible for vaccination, make them an appointment too. All right. Next up is Saran Oak, who's the Office of Business Resources Manager, to talk about our Small Business Equity and Recovery Program. Saran?
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everyone. My name is Saran Oak. I'm the Office of Business Resources Manager for the City of Madison's Economic Development Division. So our Office of Business Resources help folks to open up their business here in Madison, locate here in Madison, and then also expand their business. And today I'd like to give an update on our Small Business Equity and Recovery Program created to support under-resourced businesses owned by people of color and other historically underrepresented groups. Through this program, we provided grants, supported community events like the Mad Lit series this summer, and created pilot programs. Our Small Business Equity and Recovery grants provided up to $10,000 to small businesses here in Madison. We received over 400 applications and provided grants to over 355 businesses in Madison. And so far, we've dispersed over $2,290,000. And a couple of the pilot programs that we started this year is our exciting State Street pop-up shop, now called Cultural Collectives. This is a very exciting initiative in collaboration with the ethnic chambers, so the Black, the Hmong, and Latino chambers, as well as the BID at J.D. McCormick and other folks in our downtown community. This program provides an opportunity for small businesses to set up shop, gain the experience of opening a brick and mortar business, and also build their clientele. This program helps many of the businesses that may not have otherwise been able to locate on State Street, as these opportunities are shorter term, low cost, and low risk for these small businesses. And we're excited to announce the following businesses that are open on 440 and 440 State Street. They are the following: Ardor Posh, Better Footprints, El Legado, Intuition Productions, Madame Chu Delicacies, Marcia Isa Corporation, Nobbits USA, Ocean's Laugh, Only One Photography, and Restoration Soap and Body Care. Please shop on State Street and help these small businesses. And last, another pilot program through the SBER program is our Commercial Ownership Assistance Program, which launched this year as well. This program helps underrepresented business owners to purchase and renovate their commercial space. These are forgivable loans for up to $250,000, and this is one of the programs that we're really excited about because it really truly helps build generational wealth. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. I am really excited about these programs. If you haven't been down to the culture collectives yet, you really should go. They have some great stuff there. I got the bracelet that I'm wearing today at one of the shops, and they have really great face masks and bags and clothing and soap and food. And anyway, it's worth visiting, particularly with the holidays coming up. Great place to get unique Madison gifts. And we're really excited about the commercial ownership program as well. It's really great to see the businesses that are already participating in that have the opportunity to purchase their own property, control their own destiny, and be able to grow their businesses right here in Madison. So I really appreciate the work that the Small Business Equity and Recovery Program is doing and that the Economic Development Division is doing. All right, next we are going to hear from Yang Tao, who's our city traffic engineer, for some updates on our Vision Zero program. Yang?
Thank you, Mayor. Let me bring up some slides. Okay, good morning, everyone. You may remember last July, Mayor Satya announced and the Common Council adopted our Vision Zero program. So since that, it has been a little bit over a year now. The timing also happened to coincide with the COVID pandemic. And one of the worst transportation safety crises it brought along. Both nationally and locally, we have seen a lot of unsafe behaviors, including speeding, inattentiveness, and influence driving. The pandemic also made many things very difficult, especially on public engagement. However, despite all the headwinds, we still made a lot of progress. So today, we would like to update you on where we are heading to, what we have accomplished so far, and what we heard, especially what we learned from people we serve. One of the major tasks we are undertaking is to develop a comprehensive plan. It's guided by the strategic vision plan that was released by the mayor and the steering team last year. We're really trying to focus on increasing safe, healthy, and equitable mobility for all. And we are working with many community stakeholders and city committees, especially the Transportation Policy and Planning Board, on developing a comprehensive action plan for the next 10 years. I'm happy to report that the team made a lot of progress on that, and it's near finish. It's very comprehensive, and we are tackling the problem from many different perspectives. Safe streets, safe vehicles, safe people, safety data, and safety-oriented enforcement. And we are listening to you, the people who we serve. We have been doing that through a project called Let's Talk Streets. It's collaboration between Vision Zero and our Complete Green Streets study. And we have been taking inputs using different formats. And this is what we have heard from you. You want us to put people first, prioritize safety over speed. You want us to support a community, prioritize space and access. And you want us to foster sustainability, emphasize multimodal transportation and green infrastructure. And you want us to center on equity, not just in process, but also in outcomes. And we wasted no time in putting Vision Zero in action. Based on data, we developed a high injury network that really emphasizes where we need to focus our investment. Based on that, we have developed many projects. We are managing speed as speed kills. We have reduced speed on 24.5 miles of the streets last year and this year. We have been focusing on our most vulnerable users, as the data tells us that they are the ones who are disproportionately represented in the fatality data. We have implemented 50 high-visibility crosswalks all over the city. We have been regularly using speed trailers to help educate the drivers and making other improvements, such as installing driver feedback boards. More importantly, we are institutionalizing a new Vision Zero philosophy in all design and operation. These projects have real impact, and we heard a lot of input from all of you. And I admit that there are some negative feedbacks, but I'm happy to report overwhelmingly the feedback has been very positive. So we just list a few examples here for East Washington Avenue, for our public engagement, and even for Whitley Way, which has been a controversial project. We have also been putting Vision Zero in action in responding to a major crisis that we have on East Washington Avenue. And we refuse to accept that fatality is a price to pay for mobility. We have been taking a collaborative approach to respond to the crisis from multiple city agencies. Data actually shows that speed reductions from Pinckney Street to Marquette Street only really increased travel time by 1.3 minutes for people driving at a speed limit. So that's kind of in contrary to many people who think. But on the other hand, it has been very effective in reduce the number of people who drive very fast. So we have saw a reduction in cars traveling over 40 miles per hour by roughly 30 to 90%, depending on location and the time of day. Finally, I'd like to conclude my update with a message for us all. Safety starts with all of us. Vision Zero requires a comprehensive and collective approach. Our daily choices really matter, especially when we get behind the wheel. So let's be very mindful. Let's look for each other. Let's work on safety together. Thank you.
Thank you, Yang. I couldn't agree more. Safety is all of our responsibility, and we need to each play a role in resetting our safety culture here in Madison and being mindful of the other folks in our community and using our sidewalks, our streets, our bike paths when we go out and travel around. And so I just encourage everybody to keep that in mind and to please be mindful of your own safety, but also of the safety of everybody around you. A couple other things to note. Perhaps the most controversial thing I'll say today, daylight saving times ends on Sunday, November 7th. Get ready, people. Also coming up, Veterans Day on the 11th. Take a moment to appreciate our veterans in our community. We have many. Also, timely fall news. The street division is out there collecting leaves. They have been for almost a month now, and so hopefully many of you have taken advantage of that collection. It's really important for us to make sure that we keep our leaves out of the street and out particularly of our storm sewers so they don't go into our lakes. So all neighborhoods will receive 3 curbside collection opportunities for leaves, and each neighborhood has been assigned dates when you should set out your yard waste and leaves for collection. The crews will also collect your pumpkins if you are done with them with other yard waste or other compostable decorations, corn stalks, hay, that kind of thing. If you are looking for the dates for your neighborhood, you can visit cityofmadison.com/yard waste and enter your address into the form. It will tell you the dates for your neighborhoods. Of course, you can also use our drop-off sites that they accept yard waste. And for more information about those, you can visit cityofmadison.com/drop-off sites. Very intuitive. You may also want to consider for both the leaves and the pumpkins and the yard waste if you would like to compost those at home. You can put all of those things into a compost bin. If you want to find out more about home composting, visit cityofmadison.com/streets. I did rake over, I think last weekend it was, and actually it was able to fit almost all of the leaves that I raked into either my compost bin or to use as mulch on my flower beds. So if you don't have to put them out for the streets crew, you can certainly use them right there on your property. Some other exciting news for our community, you may have seen this. Our public library is welcoming our first Native American storyteller in residence. This is such a fantastic program. I really encourage people to take advantage of it, particularly during Native American Heritage Month. And so I want to thank Ho-Chunk Gaming for their collaboration on this. Starting back on October 11th, we started this Storyteller in Residence program. There have been a number of events, and the program will run through December 18th. The residency is called Ho-Chunk Through Story, The Origin, the Ways, and the Life, and it's led by Ho-Chunk Nation storyteller and tribal member Andy Cloud. So lots of opportunities for storytelling, learning, creative opportunities for kids and folks, frankly, of all ages. There are also displays in the libraries about Ho-Chunk history and culture. So some upcoming events you might want to take advantage of. On Saturday the 13th at 10, there's a Ho-Chunk Veterans Story Time at the Pinney Library patio. Between the 14th and the 20th, you have an opportunity to share messages of gratitude and harvest on the sidewalks of the city as we rethink Thanksgiving. And you can share your work using the hashtag #ChalkTheWalkMadison. Also between the 14th and 20th, if Native folks are participating in Rock Your Mocks, it's a worldwide social media event providing a positive opportunity to be united and celebrate tribal individuality by wearing moccasins. So look for that on social media. And you can find out much more about the residency at madpl.org/storyteller. That's a great opportunity, particularly for kids, to learn some more about Native American heritage. If you are thinking about trash and recycling, our calendars are available for 2022, or at least through half of the year. That trash and recycling calendar is available at cityofmadison.com/collection schedule. You enter your address into a form and you'll be able to see the dates for your neighborhood. I just want to note also that the large item work order project is continuing into 2022. So if you're going onto the calendar, you'll see trash and recycling dates, but again, for large item pickup, you're going to need to go online and fill out a little form, and they will come right on over and pick up your large items. So that link is cityofmadison.com/large item work order. Of course, you can always call the Streets Division for help and assistance. I want to highlight something that was introduced at the last council meeting, and I want to thank in particular Alders Heck, Evers, and Foster, who worked very hard to help introduce legislation to make it easier to build an accessory dwelling unit in Madison. ADUs are often called granny flats or backyard cottages. They are small, either attached within a building or separate from a building living units, 1 or 2 bedroom, and are allowed in Madison on owner-occupied properties with single-family homes. And the proposed legislation would make ADUs a permitted use rather than a conditional use. They'd also increase the maximum size from 700 to 900 square foot and allow up to 2 bedrooms. This is part of the Housing Forward agenda that I've put forth to increase the amount and type of housing in Madison. We need to do this because Madison is growing rapidly and our population growth is outpacing our housing growth. So we've got to use every tool in our toolbox. ADUs is not the only one, but it is an important one, and they are one way that we can add both housing and housing choice to neighborhoods. They're also a way to increase density in neighborhoods without large redevelopment projects. So I'm hopeful that the council will support this change. If you'd like to learn more about it, there is a presentation at the Plan Commission meeting on November 8th with an opportunity for public comment. Then at the November 22nd Plan Commission. So November 8th, if you want to learn about what it is, November 22nd, if you want to comment on it, both at the Plan Commission meetings, and then we expect a vote on December 7th at the City Council. Another great thing that's going on related to Vision Zero is the Be Bright at Night campaign. This is the second year that we're doing this. And it's a collaboration between traffic engineering and our public libraries. You may have noticed that it's dark earlier and earlier in the evening, but folks are still out there walking and biking, and the darker it gets, the harder it might be to see them. So the Be Bright at Night campaign encourages safety, and it supports folks having bright reflective things on or lights to alert folks. So if you are going out in the evening, make sure that you've got your lights and reflectors in good condition. And starting yesterday, if you walk or bike to the library to pick up books or participate perhaps in a storytelling program, you have the opportunity to pick up lights and reflective armbands free of charge and as supplies last. So if you're out there walking, biking, head on over to your library and take advantage of this program. It's a great way to keep yourself safe. We have data that show that over 60% of serious and fatal pedestrian crashes and 15% of serious and fatal bike crashes happen after dark. So while it's of course important for those folks to be wearing lights or reflective things, it's equally important for drivers to pay attention at night and be extra cautious, either at night or in bad weather. Slow down, be prepared to yield at crosswalks. Don't pass vehicles who are stopped at crosswalks because there might be people crossing who you can't see. So again, take a moment. Take the time to make sure that everybody can arrive safely at their destination. So again, thanks to the library and to traffic engineering for making those supplies available for our community. I really encourage people to take advantage of that. I also want to highlight that we are still accepting nominations for the Jeffrey Clay Erlinger Civility in Public Discourse Award. This is an award that honors Jeff Erlinger, who really embodied the idea of civil discourse here in the city of Madison. And we are hoping to get nominations of folks that have continued that tradition. So if you know somebody who is really good at calming the conversation down or keeping things focused or raising the important issues in a way that includes everybody, why don't you consider nominating them for this award? There's a lot of good work going on in our community, and we'd love to recognize some of that. So you can visit cityofmadison.com/mayor/programs, click on the link to the award. You'll see the nomination form. It's fairly straightforward, won't take you long to fill out. And we're just asking that they be returned to the mayor's office by November 12th. You can mail that in, or you can email it to mayor@cityofmadison.com. Also want to note, this will be good news for some folks downtown, that West Washington Ave, which has been under construction and closed, will open on the 5th at 6 a.m. That's tomorrow morning, folks. There'll still be some work going on, but cars will be able to get through, and I assume bicycles and pedestrians as well. So that's good news, and thanks to the crews that have made that possible. I'll end, as I always do, with a few community resources and some upcoming meetings. I want to remind folks that there are many people in our community that are eligible for the child tax credit, and if you do not file taxes, you need to file the application by November 15th. This is an opportunity to receive up to $300 per month per child. You can visit getctc.org. That's getctc.org for more information. I really encourage people to take advantage of this. Make sure that you are getting the money that the federal government is willing to give to you. Also, an opportunity, the healthcare.gov open enrollment has begun. Now through January 15th of 22, you can visit healthcare.gov to find a health insurance plan that's right for you. If you apply before December 15th, your coverage can start on January 1st. And you can visit wiscovered.com for help in navigating the system, figuring out what plan is right for you, or possibly getting financial assistance to pay your premiums if you need that. Many other community resources are available through the United Way. You can call 211 to help get information about food resources, about housing, about other community services that are available to you and your family. Definitely encourage people to reach out if you're in need of something. And many of these resources and more are posted at cityofmadison.com, and click on the community resources link. We also highlight them in my blog, cityofmadison.com/mayor/blog. You can sign up to find out more about many of the things I've talked about and a lot more than that. Some upcoming meetings. Today at 5, the Madison Public Library Board is meeting. Also at 5, the Police Civilian Oversight Board will meet at 5:30. The Community Development Block Grant Committee and the Affirmative Action Commission are both meeting. Friday, tomorrow at 4:30, the Finance Committee will meet. Monday at 5:30, the Police and Fire Commission. Also at 5:30, the Plan Commission. On Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, the Council will meet to consider the 2022 budget. Those meetings start at 5:30 p.m. Also on Thursday at 2:30, the Early Childhood Care and Education Committee will meet. On Monday the 15th at 5, the Transportation Policy and Planning Board meets. On the 16th at 4:30, the Common Council Executive Committee, and at 6:30, the Common Council. And then on the 17th, which is a Wednesday, lots of meetings. At 4:30, the Board of Public Works. At 5, Economic Development will meet, Transportation Commission will meet, and the Public Safety Review Committee will meet. And then at 5:30, the Community Services Committee will meet. That is what I have for the week. Linda, let's see if we have any questions from anyone.
We do not have any questions today, Mayor.
All right, you're all off the hook. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We will see you again in a couple of weeks. Get out there, enjoy the end of the good weather and the sunshine, and be safe, everybody. Take care.